everyone, and welcome to this week's video. Today I have another art discussion featuring this 16 by 20 inch acrylic painting. This piece challenged me in many different ways during the whole process, from the beginning sketch to the end result, so today's discussion topic has been very relevant to me over these past few days. After seeing this painting in its completed form and feeling that satisfaction that came along with its completion, I really wanted to talk a little about how important it is to finish what you start and to not give up on it. I'm sure many of you can relate to the feeling of frustration while working on a project, whether it be your own form of art, schoolwork, writing a paper, or even with different situations at home or work. There are so many different scenarios that could bring about these feelings and the desire to quit. Whatever your situation, it is important to recognize that sometimes we just have bad days. Those days where nothing seems to go according to plan and everything seems to just fall apart. When these situations arise, it's easy to become frustrated and to want to quit and be done with everything. These feelings were mine over the past few days. You will notice throughout the video that the color and composition of the wolf was constantly changing. I had a very hard time bringing my ideas into the physical world, and it quickly became frustrating. What I envisioned in my mind was something so completely powerful and spiritual, but what I saw on the canvas never quite reflected the image or feeling I was trying to convey through my work. Soon after starting, I realized my initial reference photo wasn't going to work out, and then I had to rely solely on my imagination to finish. I became extremely challenged by the composition, and I had to change things up so many times. I honestly even thought about tossing it all out and deeming it as a lost cause. I wanted to quit. I wanted to do away with the whole thing and to start over. But just the thought of starting over left me feeling exhausted and drained. It was then, in that very negative state of mind, when I was feeling emotionally challenged and physically drained, that my eye caught a particular piece of artwork hanging on my wall. I was reminded of a famous quote by Leonardo Da Vinci. I'm sure you guys all know which one I'm referring to. Art is never finished, only abandoned. One of the hardest things for many artists is deciding when to stop working on a piece. There is always more that we can do, more details to add, and more effects to render. I do think Leonardo was onto something here, but I quickly came to the realization that if I simply decide to up and quit now, not only would I be abandoning my piece in every sense of the word, but I would also be giving up on myself and abandoning my vision. I would feel like a failure, left wondering what it might have been like if I just didn't give up. I realized that I owed it to myself to finish what I started, even if I ended up hating how it all turned out in the end. Obviously, I did end up finishing this piece, and it became exactly what I had envisioned. I wanted to share my struggle with you all, because I'm hoping that it will serve you as a sort of inspiration to finish what you start and to not give up, whatever task you are currently facing. The feeling of satisfaction you will feel after finishing something you once wanted to quit will more than make up for the difficulty and frustration you felt in the process. Never back down and never give up. You owe it to yourself, so prove to yourself that you are more capable than you once thought you were. That's it for today's topic, you guys. Before I end this video, I just want to talk about the thought process and inspirations behind this painting. You've all probably noticed by now, but I have a very nature-inspired soul. I am very passionate about forests and wildlife, and I love interpreting that spiritual connection within my paintings. I am a very avid wolf lover, as they are my spirit animal. The name of this painting is Provoked, and perhaps you'll be able to guess why. Similar to my last painting video, I wanted to display a feeling of safety and familiarity between the woman and the wolf. He stands beside her in a fierce, defensive stance, and she is pressed up against him, seeming exposed and vulnerable. Her body language communicates otherwise, as her eyes look boldly and confidently toward her adversary. If you're interested in the original painting or prints of this piece, they will be available on my website sometime in February. To find out more, or to see other rewards, please visit patreon.com/QuinDuCreations. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in next week's video. Until then, keep creating.